and we will get things underway. My name is John Reyes, and today I will be breaking down for you a couple of really important things that you can do to take advantage of this whole concept of AI. I'll tell you that the conversation of AI is one that I have not had. I have not had this level of push from the real estate industry for quite some time. And what I mean by that is this. I do trainings all across the US. In fact, I just spoke at the 121 conference in Las Vegas, which was fantastic. That was great. But I think the key thing about what it is that we are doing and the key thing about what we've done is this. I've been in a different state for I think it's 5 weeks in a row. And I fly out on Monday to another conference in Reno. And then I take a red eye, which I hate red eyes, but I'll do it for my people to Boston for another event. And the real big reason, the big push is because everybody wants to figure out how do we take advantage of these tools and these resources, specifically AI, so that way we don't get lost. We can jump ahead of the curve and to make sure that we are at the forefront. So along the way, I will say this, our group here that we have is one, if you 15 people, that's a good group to work with. So if you guys have any questions along the way, I just want to make sure I have I keep sharing because I have three different uh, presentations that I'm going to go back and forth on for you guys. So let me just make sure I'm pulling up the right one. There it is. And we will get things underway. Okay, so let's get into it. Big thing is this. I want to focus on the listing presentation. Feel free to pull your cell phones out, scan this QR code, and at least we'll give you some notes for my session. And I don't have all the time in the world with you. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do an event. I'm going to do a session for you right now. This might be maybe total. I think it's 1 hour. But like when I'm going on out to these conferences, I'm doing a main stage session, then we're doing these breakouts, really making sure that we can walk you through the steps of how to do all the things that we're going to talk about. So pull out your phone, scan the QR code, enter your contact info. I'm going to give you a total of 3 QR codes while we're on this call today, while we're on this presentation. And this is QR code number 1. So if you've scanned the QR code and if you have the link as we move on, if somebody missed it, just simply share it. And the big push right now, again, as we mentioned, is AI. I'll tell you, what I share with you today will probably be different than what I would share with you in 60 days, for sure 6 months, and no question, without a doubt, a year. The unique thing about what we're doing is that I'm spending time every day learning what's going on in the AI space. And I'm not new to providing tech trainings to the real estate community. In fact, I started to do trainings more than 20 years ago, all because I'm a lender and I wanted your loans, but I didn't want to sit there and to be in front of real estate agents and say, hey, I got the best rates, turn times, and fees, because nobody cares about that conversation. And when I say nobody cares, it's because every other lender was speaking in that same way. So I'm like, how could we do things differently? Why don't I just invite you to an event? I'll share with you some cool marketing strategies and techniques. And then if you like what I have to offer, it opens up the door of conversation. You share with me, I share with you, and we can make some things happen. And what ended up taking place is that I started using things like Facebook and YouTube, and then real estate agents really didn't care about anything else that I had to share except that. And then that's when the California Association of Realtors selected me to develop the official social media training curriculum 17 years ago. But my point is that I've been doing it for such a long time, and we've been at the forefront year after year, spoken at the biggest conferences year after year for 17 years. Never once has it been so challenging for me to stay ahead than it is right now, because these things are just moving so fast, so quickly. So when I'm speaking at events, I have real estate agents that will come up to me to say, hey, did you know that you can do this? And I'm like, that is so freaking cool. Share with me how you did that. Or I had another real estate broker say, here's what I'm doing. And I'm like, how did you figure this out? He ended up hiring somebody super techie and they created this system for him. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's where the world's going. Perhaps you've seen this video before, because if you've been to one of my sessions, you've seen me play this, but I really want to play this to set the precedent. This is a gentleman who is a former executive of Apple, former executive of Google, former president of Google in Asia, and ranked by the Times Magazine as one of the top 25 most influential people in AI. And this is today, like this is now. And so this is what he has to say about the advancements of AI in our world.
I wonder, do you think people around the world have any idea what's coming in artificial intelligence?
I think most people have no idea, and many people have the wrong idea.
But you do believe it's going to change the world?
I believe it's going to change the world more than anything in the history of mankind, more than electricity.
That's a wild statement, right? That it's even more than electricity. And in all reality, that's really where I feel like it's going to go. And so now let's get right into it. I want to just go straight to one of the most important tools and resources that we'll use, which is called ChatGPT. And if any of you want to enhance your listing presentation, like if you truly want to be able to walk into any listing in any market, regardless of your familiarity with it, then this will be tremendously helpful for you. I'm going to share with you 4 prompts. Feel free to take photos of the prompts because it will help you undoubtedly. And just yesterday, I had a real estate agent, a superstar realtor. And this is one of those like young guys that just has been amazing at all the things that he's done. He called me and he's like, John, I'm following your process, but there's one thing that I'm missing. And he's a cool dude. And I was able to help him out with it. And he's like, that's it. He was putting this together for 3 listing presentations yesterday alone. All right, so let's go right into it. I'm going to do a sharing on my screen. You guys are going to see exactly what's on my screen here. And then I'm going to break down 4 prompts for you, 4 game-changing prompts. But first, let me paint the picture. How did this all come about? Because this is 100% relevant. So a good friend of mine, he's like a celebrity realtor in his market. And when I say a celebrity realtor, he really is. I walked with him in his area and people were coming up to him just wanting to introduce themselves to him. He comes from a very distinguished family and he's a realtor. And he says to me, hey, John, look, I got a client who's going to be selling his home and he's going to be buying a home in my city. The house that he's selling is in Los Angeles, Studio City. And I think you can get this listing. Well, I don't work Studio City at all, nor do I even know much about Studio City because I'm what I consider, or many would consider, an IE guy. IE means we're Inland Empire. We're inland to LA. So we're about 50 minutes to 60 minutes from Los Angeles. That's pretty much no traffic, which almost never exists. So you, in all reality, about an hour and 20 minutes plus away. So I shared with my friend, hey, I don't cover the LA market. That's just not my market. And he says, John, I believe that if anybody can do this, you can do this. And my friend likes to hype me up, and he's an amazing realtor, by the way. He does really well. So I liked his vote of confidence. And then my wife, who I've been with since we've been 15 years old, and she was with me before I ever had my first job at McDonald's. She looks at me and gives me like that eye to eye contact. And I'm just waiting to hear those words of encouragement. And then she tells me, I don't think you should go to this listing because you're not going to get it. And so she told me that, and I was like, okay, that's a personal challenge, right? So all of a sudden now I feel motivated to be like, I want to prove her wrong. And then I'm thinking to myself, my friend told me who I'm competing with. John, you're competing against a broker who sold him the home 20 plus years ago. And this broker, I know him because he owns multiple offices. I've spoken at all of his offices, and he owns posh offices. You walk in and everyone's like, wow, this is beautiful. In Sherman Oaks, Thousand Oaks, Beverly Hills, and Studio City. So I'm like, how am I supposed to be compete with the broker who has all these real estate agents working for his company? He has like the actual brick and mortars in the area. But then again, personal challenge. And my friend also said, you're also competing against a social media starlet. She has hundreds of thousands of followers, Beverly Hills real estate agent. So I spent an entire weekend because my appointment was on Monday. I spent an entire weekend starting on Saturday, Sunday, working, trying to come up with a process, a way in order to just wow this gentleman. His name is Mark. I wanted to knock Mark's socks off with my presentation, not knowing what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. This is how this all came about. So I am pretty much giving you the answers to the test that took me probably 12 hours to come up with. The first prompt that we're going to enter is this one right here. You see it right here. It says, please provide, because we're going to ask ChatGPT, we're going to leverage AI in order to give us a breakdown on the estimated pricing of this property. Please provide an estimated value range for subject address. This property, everything cool, Steve?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were able to see everything. This property has, and now what I'm doing is I'm listing details of the house itself for ChatGPT. I'm not going to rely on ChatGPT just pulling the data from the address. But the more information you give, the better response you're going to get. So one of the biggest challenges I see from realtors is that they don't give very good prompts. What you put in is what you'll get out. Please provide an estimated value range for subject address. This property has bedroom count, bathroom count, square footage, lot size, any details that AI should take into consideration in order to evaluate your home. This would include any upgrades. So I'm saying this home was built in 1970, has a 3-car detached garage, fully upgraded, including laminate flooring throughout, new bathroom vanities, new toilets, interior and exterior, freshly painted, landscaping in the front yard, and the 3-car detached garage is fully insulated, drywalled, and has its own electrical panel. So if I were to ask you, am I being descriptive about the property? Yes, you would all agree. Consider recent comparable sales in the area. If possible, provide a short summary explaining your valuation and include a list of 3 to 5 comparable sales with addresses, sold prices, and dates. And look at the last line here. I will upload photos to give you a better idea of the condition. So now if you're in a position to upload photos, which I did here, the crazy thing about this is that ChatGPT will physically crawl the photos, meaning that it will open up the photos and look at them in order to use this information to evaluate the estimated price of your home. In my opinion, this is like unbelievable to me. How does this AI do this? I have no idea. I have no clue, and I'll probably never figure it out. Okay, so now when you're dealing with AI, think about AI like a person on the other end, almost like an assistant, okay? So then ChatGPT comes in and says to me, thanks for the details and photos. To give an accurate valuation with comparables, could you please confirm the following? Number 1, is the property fully permitted? What is the zip code of the property? Are you looking for recently sold comps within a specific radius? Should I prioritize similar lot sizes or house size if there's a trade-off? So now what I did is I came on over and you can see right here, it's just pretty simple. Number 1, answer. Number 2, answer. Number 3, answer. Number 4, yes, size matters in this area. Lot size matters in this area. And then ChatGPT comes back and says, great, I'll look for comparable sales within a 1-mile radius. But what's really important for you to look at, and I'll see if I can zoom in here, is this part right here. See this on the screen. Research completed. It was not a fast response, but rather it was a significant amount of research done. It actually took 9 minutes in order for AI to procure an answer for me, 16 sources that it referred to, and it did a total of 29 searches for this property, which that is a really comprehensive amount of research done. So now this is what it looks like. Market value estimate for my subject address. Now this property, I did get this listing and I actually sold this listing. So this is a done deal. But this says right here, this is going to be estimated mid to 800s, approximately 820 to 880. It says right here that fixtures were sold for 725 to 740. And then it gives me some additional details about the comparables. This is one of my comparables here. Casa Drive. And it says, okay, what are the differences? You see this right here. What are the differences? Well, this is a much smaller lot in home size, cosmetics fixer. It needs updates. And what about this home here? This one sold for 740. This is actually on the same street. And with an identical, let's say with an identical acre lot size, here's the difference. It had 1 extra bedroom, but overall smaller square footage, needed significant work at the time of sale. Okay, so you get the point and the idea that ChatGPT is doing a considerable amount of homework for us. And this is very helpful. For the sake of time, we won't go through all of the comps, but what we will look at is this. Let's look at the summary. This is a summary of comparables, so that way I can have a comprehensive understanding of the estimated value range Value range of $820,000 to $880,000. Now, if I was to ask you, whoever's good at math, what is the average between the two, 820 to 880? Well, that would be $850,000. I ran this report before I put this home on the market. My client was adamant about selling this house for $900,000. I advised that we come in with a more aggressive price. She gave me pushback. We ended up agreeing at $885,000 is what we would list at. I did give her my thoughts on price, estimated value. And I also shared with her, and this is a common question I get from a lot of realtors. Do you tell your clients that you use AI? And I say, absolutely, I do. I don't hide the fact that I use AI because my key value proposition for my clients is that I know how to leverage artificial intelligence, digital technology more efficiently than my competition. So what I shared with her is that in order to come up with an estimated value range, I not only ran a traditional CMA for you as a seller, but I also leveraged a resource called ChatGPT. I'm sure you've heard of it. ChatGPT, not sure if you're aware of this, Mrs. Client, but ChatGPT is owned by a company called OpenAI, which has an estimated value range of over $800 billion. So in order to come up with an estimated value range, I'm leveraging a tool worth nearly $1 trillion. When I shared that with my client, she was taken aback because now this is not what John thinks. This is validation from another source, a tremendously valuable source, credible source. And so my client agreed, okay, let's put it on the market. Here's the crazy thing. Listen to this. Follow me on this. First open house, I had 28 parties that walked through that front door. We ended up putting the property under contract at $850,000. Property fell out of escrow because the buyer could not perform as they were nearing the end of their loan contingency. And we had another open house. So now between the two open houses, I had 42 parties, not people, parties walk through that front door. We opened up escrow once again at $850,000. The information that I just shared with you here, of course, was never shared with anybody else. No buyers, no realtors. It was just wild to me that based off the amount of homework that I did with AI, we were able to procure an offer right in that range that ChatGPT has said. I can tell you we've done this over and over and over multiple times. This is not like a one time, oh, we got lucky. Not at all. This is the name of the game. Now, if you're in a market where the property values are not shared, because I know that some agents have said, hey, this isn't shared like in Texas, I totally get it, understand. If it is, great, use it. And if not, run your traditional CMA, upload your CMA, and you can still ask ChatGPT to give you an evaluation or breakdown on it. So now here's prompt number 2. Prompt number 2 is about the community. Now, if I was selling, let's just say, Steve, you're selling your house and you're interviewing a couple of real estate agents, a couple of realtors from down the street, and then I walk in. I want to convey to you, Steve, that I'm not just a real estate agent that's just going to take photos and upload them on the MLS and then wait for somebody to show up. I'm not just a real estate agent that's going to offer you great communication. I'm not just a real estate agent that has all these awards that were last year or back in the day. I need to convey to you that I understand your market right now, that I understand what makes your market a standout in comparison to the city down the street. I need to make sure that I can convey this conversation to a prospective buyer so that way when they walk through that front door at an open house, I enhance my chances of marketing your home more efficiently than the competition. And then lastly, I also want to create opportunities for me to promote your home online by way of digital marketing, specifically video on social media, because then that's self-serving. Number one, it gives me an opportunity to create more videos for more of my sphere of influence to see it. Number two, it makes me even a better agent when I show up at your open houses and I share with you, I convey that I'm going to create video content. On my last listing, I was able to procure an additional 2,500 views just simply because of my videos. And then thirdly, this just helps for the overall promotion of your home. So here's the prompt. So feel free to take a photo of it right here. List the top community features that make this property desirable to homeowners. Include proximity to local airports, shopping venues, popular restaurants, entertainment options, outdoor activities, cultural venues, and the overall neighborhood vibe. Now, remember I told you, I didn't know anything about Studio City. And I worked with ChatGPT, like I worked with my partner to come up with these prompts. So this was constant back and forth, trying different things to see what works. I could take this prompt to any market in America, and I've done it. I've done it, guys, where I've taken it to any market, and then when I introduce it, when I run it, that's when a lot of the times the real estate agents are even like, you're telling me things about my own community that I didn't even know. So let's just take a look at this. How much homework did we do? Look at this. 10 minutes worth of research. 10 minutes. 23 sources, 84 independent searches. Have any of you done 84, 184 searches for any one of your listings in preparation? Chances are the answer to that is no. So let's just quickly go through this. Community features. We talk about the Ontario International Airport. That's the airport that I love to fly out of. By the way, it's 8 minutes from my home. And what else do we have? Shopping venues. Here's the unique thing about this. This property that I just shared with you, the address, it's in a city called Harupa Valley, but 6 minutes away, there's a newer city called Eastvale, and everybody loves Eastvale. It's a very hot market. You got a lot of people from Orange County moving into Eastvale because things are new. So this is the Eastvale gateway, right? So even though I'm in a different city, AI is smart enough to know that I benefit from it. Also, the Vernola Marketplace, same thing, different city, but I benefit from it. Victoria Gardens, popular restaurants. So it talks about restaurants, international flavors, steaks and barbecues, breweries, modern eateries, entertainment and nightlife, including cinema and theaters, as well as live sporting events and concerts. The Toyota Arena, which is a really big deal in our area. We have huge acts that come here, which I think for I would say my little city here in Ontario, but now we're not little. Our city has blown up. We have the largest Amazon distribution center in North America, by the way. Bars, nightlife, Yamava Casino, which it even says is only 30 or 40 minutes east. Beautiful casino. Yamava also owns the Palms in Las Vegas. Parks and recreations, equestrian trails, and we go on and on. Golf, all that. Cultural. We'll just scroll through this. Okay, what is the overall neighborhood vibe? Semi-rural equestrian properties. That's 100% correct. I'm holding the open house. I have a big, beautiful bay window. People are riding their horses up and down the streets. Deeply rooted equestrian lifestyle. That's why people move here. They move here so you can have the lots, so you can own horses. That's what it's all about. It's family friendly. It's quiet and safe neighborhood. This is what ChatGPT is sharing with me. Okay, what are the sources? Because now, Steve, if I want to sit there and I want to impress you and I want to tell you all the things that I know about your city, then I want to cite the sources. Steve, just so you're aware, the research that I've done includes the city of Harupa Valley. That's the city of your listing. Real estate listings and local guides, specifically two of the most popular real estate websites on the planet, Zillow and Homes.com. Yelp and TripAdvisor. This gives us a really good indication of what people like in your local community. The Harupa Area Recreation and Park District, Ontario and Rancho Cucamonga, neighboring cities, city guides, and then finally, resident testimonials from Trulia. So, Steve, let me ask you, if I told you this, would you feel like, okay, these are credible sources for you to tell me about my own city?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And Steve, what city do you live in, by the way?
Wapaka.
Alpaca. Okay, got it. I don't even know if I said that correctly, but we'll say I did. Okay, here is prompt number 3. Give me information relevant to the school district and schools for this property. Include district highlights, programs, achievements, and overall reputation. So now in my market, we have a large influx of buyers coming in from LA, Los Angeles. And many of the buyers who buy in LA, they simply don't really know all the cool things that we offer here in the city of Ontario. And buyers sometimes will say, like, if I ask them, what do you know about our city? Oh, I don't know much. Somebody at work just recommended that I check you guys out. I get more bang for my buck, which is 100% true because Los Angeles has truly just priced a lot of people out of buying there. So this goes back to me being able to share information that is relevant to potential home buyers. Now, truth be told, this school district here, look at the research, 8 minutes, 20 sources, 88 searches. This school district is not a highly rated school district. According to greatschools.org, we have a 3 to 5 out of 10, which if I give them a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10 is a 50%. 50% in an overall grade rating is technically an F-rated school district. So now this is my job. This is where I say I am a sales professional. My job is to be able to pull the information that I can share in order to highlight details that are a standout. And as I go through and I look at, and you can see the information here, look at this. Only 15% of students were proficient in math, only 29% in reading. Well, that's not anything that I'm overly excited about sharing, so I probably won't. However, the high school graduation rate is 94% strong. Now, if you're thinking, well, that's a really high graduation rate, I'll tell you, we're in California. California will push anybody along the finish line to graduate. I'll tell you straight up, it's all a money thing. Back in my day, we actually had to pass our classes in order to get a diploma. Now, and believe me, I got a lot of people that are in the school district. My best friend not anymore because we're no longer that young. He was the youngest administrator in the entire history of the school district that he is now a principal for. I get it. California is about just pushing people through, but the graduation rate is something I could still highlight. 94%. What else? I told you right here, 3 to 5 out of 10, according to greatschools.org. Not the best thing here, but what are some of the things that I can highlight? Well, as I scroll down and I look and I read, I'm going to get to it. Let's find it. Okay, it's almost here. Special programs and district highlights. Well, we have this thing referred to as the one-to-one technology digital gateway. Every student from the age of 2 to 12 gets an actual Chromebook. Okay, that's something I could talk about. Dual language immersion, that's very important because speaking two languages in California especially is very important. I would say probably across the country. STEM and career pathways, including science, technology, engineering, and math. That's very nice. And then if I look down here, I'm going to find awards and achievements. Our district has won the coveted Golden Bell Award. Now, truthfully, I'm not too sure what the Golden Bell Award is, but we won it. So as somebody walks through that front door, these are some of the key things that I would be sharing. But when I'm talking to you, Steve, I'm highlighting these things to you. And then you're sitting there thinking, okay, yes, this guy is going to definitely make not only my home stand out, but also the community as well. And when I'm speaking to prospective buyers, I'm citing the sources as to where I'm drawing this information. So it's not just John saying this. I actually am citing specific sources to say, according to greatschools.org or according to fill in the blank. What's the overall parent and community feedback? A lot of praise for the teachers. There's no question about it, which is fantastic. A lot of praise for the teachers. And it says here, some parents have voiced concerns, overall community suggestions. You could just read, this is meant to be the summary. Sources are the school district, homes.com, Riverside, county education. I mean, there's a lot of really great information here for us to pull from. Now, there's one more prompt, and this is actually my favorite prompt. And what I'm going to do now is I told you I was going to give you a total of 3 QR codes. QR code number 2 is coming up. Common question I get from you as realtors is this. This is great information, John, but this is moving a little quickly, a little fast, and I get it, right? We're not able to sit here and to really just handhold to walk you through. So this is where I created a website called myagentgrowthlab.com. Agent Growth Lab is an AI-powered real estate market. It's for AI-powered real estate marketing, meant to be simplified. Clear step-by-step online training that shows you exactly what to do next. And I could proudly say thousands upon thousands of agents nationwide have joined my program already. But this is really where I break down for you the details of everything that I'm talking about today and more. So you can go to my website, you can see some great testimonials, but I will just right now, I'll log in to my account. So I'm going to click right here, top right corner, where I can log in. Once I log in, enter my username and password at myagentgrowthlab.com. I'm going to click on my library, and my library now, this will give you a breakdown of all of our services that you purchase. So you can access my online training. This is a one-time fee of $97 per month. I'll throw the a one-time fee of $97. You don't pay per month. One-time fee, $97 gives you unlimited access to 41 training videos currently. And if I add more videos, you get them. And then you'll see over here, there's another program called All Access. This is for those that want additional training every month. I'm really focusing on growing this network, but what I'm doing is I charge you $39 a month in order to get 2 additional trainings for me. But we did run a program at the 121 conference for $21. If any of you are interested, I can shoot you that link later. So we're just going to click right here, Agent Growth Lab. Here's why. Let me paint this picture for you, because if I share the story, it's going to connect with you. I have a seller who's from Southern California. This guy is worth a lot of money. He's a decamillionaire, $10+ million all day long. He's built his fortune in real estate. He's a retired police chief, bought his very first house at 20. Now he's 79. And being that he bought his first home at 20 years of age, he never sold ever to cash out. He only sold ever to move up in properties. So now, as you can imagine, he owns a lot of real estate. And he's done it really like the old school way. He went out and acquired these homes with him and his wife, and now he's built this huge portfolio. And he's selling them all, doing 1031 exchange into triple net lease properties. So I drive on out to the Huntington Beach area. I meet him at a coffee shop. It's our first time ever meeting. He's evaluating me, and I'm learning more about him. And I asked him, I said, first of all, how'd you acquire such an amazing portfolio? And he shared with me, never sold to cash out. And why are you selling and moving everything into triple net lease properties? He said, well, I was watching videos on YouTube, and this is really what intrigued me. And I said, and why North Carolina? Are you from there? And he's like, no, I'm not from there at all. I was watching some videos on YouTube, and there's this real estate broker who creates content about triple net lease properties in North Carolina. And then that's where I'm just like, that is the world we live in. My 79-year-old client, who's worth a ton of money, straight up decided to spend over $2.5 million in a market that he has not even visited because of the connection that he has with a real estate broker from YouTube, which is just wild. So he has 5 houses in my city. Remember, I'm the IE guy, right? So he has 5 houses, and he told me he knew last year I traveled a lot last year, but last year I went to Oktoberfest. After that, I went to Edinburgh, Scotland, or they say Edinburgh. When I say Edinburgh out there, they very quick to correct you. I went to Edinburgh, Scotland, and my client knows I'm traveling because he just came back from a vacation in Europe. So he says, John, have a great time. Don't worry about it. As soon as you get back, I want you to list my 5 houses in Ontario. I want them all sold at once because I want a 1031 into a new property. I'm all excited because I'm like, heck yeah, I got 5 new listings coming. Well, after Oktoberfest, I told you in Munich, then I go to Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm out there in Scotland, and we are pub hopping. I am 10 hours into pub hopping, living the best life ever, right? I'm with my family, with my friends. We're having a good time. I get a text from my client. My client, Wes, says, hey, John, we're going to go ahead and put my listings in Ontario on hold for now. I want to sell my duplex in Costa Mesa first. His duplex in Costa Mesa neighbors Newport Beach. That's a high-end market. That's a $2+ million listing. I'm not in a $2 million market. I'm in a $700,000 market. So that's literally 3 times my average sales price. I look at that, tell you, with 10 hours to pub hopping, and I send them a text back. And I said, completely understand. I would love to throw my hat in the ring in order to sell your duplex in Costa Mesa. He responds back, John, you are my IE guy. I don't know you as a South OC realtor. South OC, South Orange County. Now, locality matters to him. The day that I met him, he said, I just listed a duplex in Newport Beach, and he hired a team from Newport Beach. That's how he did his first transaction in North Carolina, is he took the money from that duplex and he bought a $2.5 million property in North Carolina. So here's what I did. Here's my point in sharing this with you. This is not about you memorizing prompts. This is about you having the right tools. So I went to myagentgrowthlab.com. I logged into my account, and this is what this looks like. I mean, tell me, this is just, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Yes, I created it, but I still think it's beautiful. These are all the videos for you to watch. Short 2 to 5 minute videos. Some of them are shorter. I have the shortest one is 37 seconds. And this tracks your progress. You watch the video, you mark it as complete, so that way you know you can move on to the next. But here's the important, or I would say the most popular class, the ChatGPT Masterclass. This teaches you everything that you need to know about ChatGPT and more. But I'm going to focus right now specifically, if it says listing presentation, it has to do with your listing presentation. So I'm going to click on video number 1 of listing presentation so you can see what this looks like. This is a beautiful platform for you to be able to read and look. Okay, listing presentation, property value. Pricing is one of the most sensitive parts of a listing presentation. Sellers often believe their home is worth more than the market will support. Okay, so I give you the step-by-step breakdown, but more importantly, I would say I give you the prompts right here. So this is where you could just log in, copy and paste the prompts. So this is prompt number 1 for the property value. And then we'll go to the next video. This is for listing presentation, community info, school, and economic data. So does this sound familiar? List the top community features that make my property desirable to homeowners. That was the second prompt I gave you. How about this one? Give me information relevant to the school district. That was prompt number 3. We already went over that. And then this is prompt number 4. Provide an economic profile for subject address for a 1, 3, and 5 mile radius. Include household income levels, employment industry mix, major occupation categories, unemployment rate, major local employers, commuter patterns, and the mix of white collar, blue collar, and service jobs. I can type this into any market in the country. I can do it in your local city, and I'm going to find out information that's 100% relevant to those who make up the community themselves. So I ran these prompts when I was there with my client, and then I go to the next video. Look at this. Let's go to the next video. We're on video number 9 right now. Let's go to the next one. And this is what it looks like when I click play, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So you can actually see the screen here, right? Makes it real simple for me to just go through, and I'm walking you through it. And this one here, you can actually see me in the video. There I am. Now we're going to leverage ChatGPT to learn more about the area specific to. Okay, so let's go to now this one here. Because this prompt says, I'm meeting with the homeowner of the subject address. Provide an outline that I can use that summarizes estimated property value backed by data, why the local community is desirable to homeowners, education insights appealing to buyers, economic and employment data that shows that I understand the market. Please structure it in a step-by-step outline that I can use for my listing presentation. So this is the prompt. Copy and paste this prompt, and then what ChatGPT will do is that it will give you a breakdown like this. I'm going to zoom out a bit so you guys can see a little bit more. Here it is. Property overview. So it gives me the address, year built, 3-car detached garage, recent upgrades, estimated property value, 820 to 880, gives me the comparables, community and lifestyle features, neighborhood vibe, outdoor recreation, entertainment and dining, proximity and convenience, school and district info, reputation and highlights, graduation rate, 94%. And then what else does it say? Strong athletics programs, arts, music, CTE pathways, local economic and employment overview, logistics, manufacturing, distribution. Who are some of the major employers? Amazon fulfillment centers, UPS, FedEx distribution hubs. And what are our economic strengths? We are a location with strong industrial growth, stable housing, supported by nearby employment bases. What's my overall summary and positioning? Move-in ready, upgraded home on a large equestrian lot, prime blend of suburban and rural appeal, strong community. You get the point. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to come on in here, and we're just going to copy the text here. Let's go down so we can copy it. Look how simple and easy this is going to be. We're going to make our lives so easy, okay? You see the text. Let's now copy. Now that we copy, we're going to open up a service called gamma.app. Now, Gamma is a service that allows for you to create presentations free of charge. Now, if you create a lot of presentations like me, after I think you create maybe 12 a month, you got to pay for it. But if you don't create 12 a month, you're going to be totally fine. The way we're going to create our presentation is we're going to click right here where it says create new with AI. So you see the blue button, create new AI. Let's go ahead and click there. And then you're going to see four options here. The only two you want to care about, the only two you really care about are these two. Generate from a one-line prompt or paste into text. So now, if we wanted to generate from a one-line prompt, we can literally describe what would you like to make, just so you can see. This is Gamma, GAMMA.app. Again, it's free. But how could I use this? What do I want? Create a presentation for a first-time home buyer. Okay, create a presentation for a first-time home buyer. And then if I just click generate outline, this is separate from the listing presentation. Okay, I'm just showing you the power of Gamma. If I click generate an outline, the AI will take my one-line prompt, first-time home buyer, and then it will create an outline for me. Chapter 1, are you ready to own? Chapter 2, your financial foundation. Chapter 3, getting pre-approved for a mortgage. 4, assembly your dream team. Number 5, home search and offer. Number 6, inspections, appraisals, and title. You get the point. And if you like all this, you're like, okay, that's pretty solid. I like it. You could just click generate down here on the bottom. And then magically, this AI technology will create a presentation for us right away, immediately. You can change the colors, change the theme. You can see it on top. But this is a presentation that's being created on the spot for us. There's AI technology built throughout this entire system. And again, how much did I tell you it cost? It's free. If you don't like the images, for example, like this image up here, I'll scroll to the top when this is done. This is I don't like the image of the house. It's a little ugly. I can go in and describe what type of house do I want. You can describe the setting, the look, the feel. You can change everything about this, which is to me simply remarkable. But let's stop here for a second. We're going to go back because what we're going to do is we're going to go back where it says, I don't want to generate from a one-line prompt. I actually just want to paste in the text. Why do I want to paste the text in? Because ChatGPT already did the heavy lifting. Remember, ChatGPT did all the research for us. So if it already did the research for us, then I don't want any adjustments on the text at all. Because this says, now that I've pasted the text, what would you like to do with this content? Would you like me to generate from notes or an outline? Nope, I don't need notes or an outline. Do you want me to summarize the text? No, I don't want it summarized. Why? Because I want it preserved. Preserve this exact text because ChatGPT already did the work. Continue to prompt editor, and now this gives us a little bit more of an opportunity. Do we want to change the look or the colors or anything like that? The only thing I ever change is on the left side, it says visuals, and we'll click where it says view more. The only one, look at, but you can see this is how they look. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? And you can customize the theme as well. The one that I use always is the one that says basic light. This is my personal favorite. And the reason is because I feel basic light is so muted, it just fits. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really what you do. Like it just fits. So I'm going to go ahead and create, and then you'll see my presentation for my client being created. Steve, let me open it up while this is being created. Any questions so far?
Questions, anybody? Doesn't sound like it, John. Doing a good job explaining.
All right. Hopefully everybody feels like this is pretty cool, right? If we're looking at the screen here, I'm looking at estimated property value. How clear can you get? It's even giving me the comparables within a 1 mile radius. And you see the presentation being created on the spot. So now let's go back to when I'm in Scotland. I'm in Scotland. I pull up on my cell phone, myagentgrowthlab.com, prompt 1, run it. Now, you know, prompt number 1 is going to take 8, 9, 10 minutes. I don't need to wait 8 or 9 or 10 minutes to run prompt 2. I run prompt 1, copy, paste. I asked my client, do you have any photos that you can share with me for your home? That way I'm better, I'm equipped to evaluate this. He just sends me a link to his website that he uses to rent the property. So when he sent me that link, I uploaded the link to ChatGPT. And I didn't say, here's photos. Instead, I said, here's a website. Feel free to pull any information, include looking at the photos. And that's what ChatGPT did, which was great. Amazing. So that's how that works. So I created this presentation for my client, all while at that same pub. I didn't need to make a big spectacle in front of my family to say, oh, I got this listing. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. The tools are right in front of me. Simple. Log in, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, run. All 4 prompts are running. And now I just wait. I wait for the information to procure. And then I ask ChatGPT, structure it for me in a structured format so I can copy and paste. This is exactly what I did for West. And now that everything's done, you see it here. It's all done. I come on over to the top of the page and you guys see where it says share. I click share, and when I click share, there's an option that says export. And when I click export, I exported the document into a PDF. When I exported that document into a PDF, I was able to now text that directly to Wes. When I texted this document to Wes, my client looks at it, he responds back, I had no idea you had such knowledge of my market. I told you I was pub hopping for 10 hours. I say that because I almost texted him back and said, me either. But good thing I didn't, because then Wes said, let's talk tomorrow. We were able to jump on a call the very next day. And so now Wes has already become a client of mine. We've already done some business with him for on the mortgage side, because now he's prepping for his next step, which is to list that property. Pretty amazing, right? I just shared with you how I leveraged AI to lock up a $2 million listing. Now, let me share this with you. I want to stop sharing because I'm going to show you one more visual, but let me drive this home. So I got a new listing right now. If I look out my window, I'm working from my home office. If I look out my window, I could see my new listing. Now, my neighbor passed away at 99 years of age. She was in her home until she was 97 years of age. At 97, her daughters moved her out of the home. I've never met the daughters ever. I showed up at the house and I introduced myself to the daughters and I just said, do you have a plan as to what you are going to do with your mom's home? And they're like, oh, we're not sure yet. We think maybe we'll move in. We might live here. We might sell it. We don't know. And I said, I'd like to introduce myself to you. You know, I go to hand them a business card. And when I go to hand them a business card, she says to me, we already have a family friend who would be our real estate agent, but thank you very much for your card. Okay, no problem. I followed up again with her at another time, and this was via text. She did not take my call, but she sent me a text message saying, thank you for your understanding, but we are already taken care of. As mentioned before, the real estate agent who will be selling my mom's house has been a family friend for years. Now, that is pretty much a text to say, hey, we've already made a decision. Move on. Leave us alone. I saw some movement at the house about a month and a half ago, maybe a month and a half ago. And I saw some cars there, and there had not been any activity at this house at all. So on my own, I took my phone and I did prompt 1, prompt 2, prompt 3, prompt 4, all the research, asked ChatGPT, organize this for me. And then now I created a presentation. I just showed you Gamma, but now I want to show you a new resource that I'm using. The new resource that I'm using is called Manus. Manus is spelled M-A-N-U-S. Okay. Now, Manus is very similar to very similar to Gamma. The difference is that Manus creates an even more visually appealing slide deck. So this is what I created for her. Let's scroll down so that way you can see. This is it. I just showed you what Gamma produced for us. And I'm sure you would all be impressed. This is nice. Look at what Manus created for us. This, I think, is even better. Remember that 3-car detached garage? It even drew it for me. Strategic valuation, look at this. 820 to 880. My comparables. Community and equestrian lifestyle. Education. Why this property? Here's a summary. Contact and next steps. Okay, so this is Manus. How did I come across this? I don't even know. But Mark Zuckerberg was set to buy Manus. The Chinese government just said, nope, you're not going to buy it. This is not just an AI tech. This is a competitive advantage to our country. And so that's a true story. They just shut down the sale this last week, which I was already telling people, Manus is Mark Zuckerberg's version of ChatGPT, which in all reality, it really was. That's exactly what it was, but not anymore. So Manus is now a tool that we're using. In order to use Manus, this is how it works. Let's go back to the Chrome so you could see. This is where that realtor was lost yesterday. He didn't know, okay, I got all the text, John, but what do I do next? And we'll just go to Manus and I'll show you. When you're on Manus, you come on over here, you copy and paste the text exactly like we pasted from ChatGPT. And you'll notice you can't see it, but it shows it's pasted content. It's right here. And then from here, what we can do is that before we do that, what I should have done is this. Before I did that, I needed to choose the option. Let's do new task. See this where it says create slides? That's where this is what you want to do. Tap create slides, and then you have the slide look down here. So you could say, well, what slide do I want? Well, this is the one that I use, the whiteboard, which I think is very cool. That's a whiteboard. This is a new one that I just found called Pixel. That's actually pretty cool. I think I like that one too. Go with whatever one you like, but it creates slides for you and then you paste the text and do it. Unbelievable. If I had more time, I would show you some other cool things. I don't have time to show you some other cool things that I did at the 121 conference for commercial. It was mind-blowing stuff with Manus. Actually, I'll just scroll down and show you real quick because you guys, I know you'll be okay with that. Here, check this out. So Manus creates PDF documents for you as well. I could upload a bunch of different PDFs to Manus, and I give instructions, and then look at the visuals that Manus is creating for me. Here's a summary for a commercial property. That is pretty dang cool with all the numbers, the cap rate, and all that. How about an offering memorandum? Those are difficult to create. Look at this offering memorandum created by Manus for me for a property just by way of me uploading information. Now, guys, look, I told you I don't have much time with you here, right? I have a limited amount of time as to what I can truly share with you. But what I want you to know is this. So I have a friend of mine, he's a real estate broker, and one of the things that he's doing is he's leveraging Manus when he's showing properties to clients. He's doing some like really cool things. Every time he shows a property, Manus creates presentations for his buyers. And it's pretty wild the way that it's been working. And I'm seeing the results. His closing rate is just astounding. I'm like, you're so efficient and effective at what you do, but it's just leveraging these resources. So now if you're interested in wanting to take advantage of what I shared with you today, here's what I want you to know. I'm like a straight shooter. I don't play no games when it comes to the real estate community. It's like, it is what it is. You either like it or you don't. My online training content is 40 videos plus, one time for 97 bucks. Scan this QR code. I would highly recommend that you buy this. And I'm going to give you 2 additional reasons why you should. So $97, I'm going to put this on the screen. Remember, you could always go to myagentgrowthlab.com. And when you scan the code, it's real simple. Just scroll down and you're going to be able to enter your information. First name, last name, email address, cell phone number, and then boom, payment info. You could even pay with Apple Pay. And then what happens is that you're going to receive an email from me so that way you can then access your account. So myagentgrowthlab.com. But let me share this with you. I also offer what is called a playbook bundle. Now, a playbook is where I have 5 different digital downloads. My digital downloads are meant to be tremendously helpful for you. They're really meant to make it simple and easy so that way you have all of the digital resources that you need, and this is what it looks like. So for example, we'll come here And we're just going to do this screen share with you so you can see. Here's what the digital downloads look like. First one is listing presentation prompts. So I give you a PDF document so that way you can just save it. It's the presentation prompts themselves. I also do market research so that way you can leverage ChatGPT to do market research, but more importantly, create content, video content. Also a home seller series. This is where I provide you 8 scripts so you can create your very own online video series for sellers, your very own home buyer series. This is 8 videos as well. And then finally, brand building so you can create your own digital video business card. If any of you are interested in getting my service today for $97, I'm going to include that at no additional fee to you. Okay, so there's no additional fee for that. And then finally, one last thing that I'm going to give you. The last thing that I'm going to give you is that I have this class that I do. It's an online class, and it is called my Agent Accelerator course. It's a 1-hour course. And the idea is that you join me for 1 hour and I walk you through creating your very own digital video business card. So I walk you through the steps of being able to leverage ChatGPT to interview you so that way you can come up with a concise, impactful script. I walk you through the steps so you know exactly how to create the video on your own and make it look good. And then I walk you through the steps of creating your video series for buyers and sellers, and then what to do with them. So that class by itself is a $295 class. Anybody who buys this today, you will receive an invitation to the Agent Accelerators course as well. I'm going to be doing one tomorrow, actually. It's at tomorrow noon, my time. So tomorrow noon, Pacific Standard Time. But I will be doing these routinely. So don't worry. If you can't attend tomorrow, just join me on the next one as well. All right, Steve, it is 8:30 p.m. a.m. my time, and I know we were scheduled to end here. Any questions from anybody else on this call?
How would you know who would sign up from this meeting, John?
As soon as you sign up, I get a notification of it right away. And what I'll do is I'm going to log into my account. And then once I log into my account, that will give me the opportunity to unlock that for you. So I will personally unlock it. I have to unlock it. So if you buy it, this is the whole idea is I would say buy it within like the next 10 minutes or so. So when we're off this call, I could just do that directly. One more QR code I want to share with you. Manus is more expensive than ChatGPT, but I can give you 500 free credits right now so you can create at least one of those digital presentations, possibly 2. You can scan this QR code, and when you scan the QR code, you fill it out. And then what happens is it says, John Reyes just shared 500 credits with you. So you get 500 credits. I get 500 credits, even though technically Manus is not giving me any credits. And I just was on their customer support this morning. They have the team looking into it because they said, yes, 33 people created accounts yesterday, but you did not get any credits. And I'm like, what the heck? What's going on here? So yes, Steve, I will personally take care of that for everybody.
Awesome. Our meeting's going to be like another half hour or so, but yeah, I'll shoot you an email too, John.
Fantastic, guys. Well, then I really appreciate your time today, and hopefully everybody really enjoyed this class. And Steve, I just want to give a shout out to you. Thank you so much for reaching out and coordinating this for your agents today.
Thank you so much. Phenomenal, John.
Appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.